This is the review of the 2016 HRV from Honda. I've been waiting to try this vehicle for a very long time. The crossover segment has become so popular that it has creeped into the subcompact segment. This is a weird color. It's called Misty Green Pearl, brought to you from the letters WTF. Don't let the color put you off. There are other colors. However, this HRV is not really photogenic. When I saw it in person, I was just taken aback by how good looking and classy it looked. It had just the right dimensions. It's actually kind of small on the outside, but like all Hondas, they're big on the inside. I couldn't seem to find the right way to film this vehicle so that it would come out good on the screen, so it just looks like I failed just like everyone else. This car is a looker though. I mean, go see it in the car show, go see it in the dealer. I can kind of characterize the looks of this vehicle as putting a CRV in the dryer and out came out the HRV without wrinkles. The trunk of this vehicle is ginormous, huge, and when you fold down the magic seats, it gets even more roomy. Moving to the rear door, if you take a good look at it, it's cute, two-tone. The material quality is acceptable for this class. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just okay. However, the real magic here are the magic seats. Look, when you lift them up, I carried a stationary bicycle in this thing. It's kind of crazy. And also the rear seat room is very good. I could sit behind myself very easily. I'm 5'9", 5'10", and look at how versatile this is. It's not just the most roomiest, it's not just the most practical, it's the most versatile rear seats in the class. On the inside, the two-tone interior continues. You have adequate touch points. The sound system plays relatively well. And Honda is a very safety-conscious company, so you have in the high-end model forward collision warning and lane departure warning, which is kind of awesome. So the safety is complete here. And also the cabin is very airy. There's lots of room. There's not much noise, vibration, harshness. Under the transmission wheel, there's full of media inputs. It's kind of nerdy, but okay, whatever. Despite the smallish interior, you do sit very high in these comfy seats. The high-end model has, among other things, leather seats made from plastic. The low-end model starts at $21,000. And as with all these vehicles, the sweet spot is the mid-level models, which is in this case is the LX all-wheel drive at $24,000. It should be noted though that the base model does come with lots of standard features. And as with all Hondas, you get the Econ button, which makes people feel good about themselves. This engine is a 1.8, has 141 horsepower, 127 pounds of torque. It does all-wheel drive 8.8 in the city, 7.2 on the highway, though it varies depending on which trim you take. Here's my thoughts on the road. I was kind of skeptical when I heard about this vehicle when it came out. I thought it would just be a mini SUV version of the Fit and they would try to charge a lot more for it. Now that I've driven it for like over 2 hours and a half, I had some stuff to haul, and this is a wonderful hauler with those magic seats. Stationary bike. Can you believe I fit a stationary bike back there? That's crazy. A few things that jump right away. I'll talk about the interior after, but the exterior styling, it's got, I find, a really tasteful exterior styling. I just think it looks great from the outside. It looks small, it doesn't look big. However, when you get inside, you realize that it's not small at all. It has nice flowing lines. When you're driving, you don't hear a lot of wind noise, which is what you typically hear from Hondas, right? The low-level Hondas have always been excessively noisy on the highway. This one, not as much, I'd say. Certainly not as noisy as the Honda Fit. And that contributes to the sense of a sophisticated driving experience. The suspension is Honda compliant. You feel immediately like you're in a Honda. The steering feel feels very Honda. It's from the outside and the driving, it's very good. The engine is from the 2015 Honda Civic, the 1.8 liter. And you'd think that because of that, this engine would feel a little wimpish. Well, don't worry about it. It doesn't. It feels actually sufficiently peppy. The interior of this car is another major selling point. I think the best thing about this car is just its dimensions. You look at the truck from the outside, it looks very small, and when you're on the inside, it's huge. Sort of like that Fit, except it doesn't feel like a Fit in here. It feels I don't know, it feels much more substantial than a Honda Fit. We're in the high trim model. Has a nice shifter right here. You can see it's very nice. Here there's a material on the sides. It's a soft touch material, so that way when you lean your knee here, you're gonna be, you don't get hard plastic. You get a nice soft material to rest your knee on, which is wonderful. This part here, this Honda knobless infotainment, I say it every review, so I'm not gonna bore you by how much I hate it. Just know that that's what it is. Fortunately, there's redundant controls right here on the steering wheel. The steering wheel allows you to control the volume like you want, which is fine. The practicality, and when I say practicality, I really mean I'm talking about space. The room in this vehicle is actually kind of remarkable. I cannot get over how big it is. Rear seats are plentiful. You have the magic seats that lift up. And it's just a very airy, familiar Honda-like place to sit in. Another thing that I like about this interior, although it's not high-end, it doesn't feel uber cheap. It's not super noisy on the highway like we're used to listening for Honda products. You know, they're very noisy on the highway. It's got the familiar ease of use. The presentation is very easy. This giant speedometer stares at you right in the face. The rear view mirrors are ginormous, and the rear view mirror has excellent visibility. So, and the seats are wonderful. We've been riding for like over 2 hours in these goddamn seats, and they are just wonderful. Another cute thing is when you change lanes, as I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go right, you have Honda's Lanewatch Assist, which is just wonderful. Now it has it on the right side. I don't know why it doesn't have it when you're changing lane to the left. Seems to me that's the one where there's the bigger driver blind spot. But it does have a concave out mirror right here. So all in all, I would say that the interior is just an excellent, practical. I mean, I would take this over, I think, all its competitors right now where I stand. I don't know, we're gonna try the Mazda next week, but I just feel that it's just too good. This is just a great driving experience.